second to just copy this in. Just pin tweet, comment, if it lets me. Just trying to pin the comment. Molly, read what my description of you. It won't let me pin it. Okay, I'm gonna ignore that. So today we're talking with illustrator Molly Fairhurst, from Leeds to Bristol, from Yorkshire to the Yorkshire Dales to the Clifton Suspension Bridge. Hello. That's Molly, not me. I'm from Devon. Molly's a Bristol-based illustrator who uses very wobbly, confident, inky lines with splodges on them to make silly characters. Her work is very playful and fun. I'm going to let her talk a bit more about it. I'm going to add her now. Okay. Did you like my description of you?
Yeah, I'm silly and daft, yeah.
I'm just going to hire you a bit because I can't hear you properly. Okay, cool. So do you want to tell us a bit more about yourself and your work, maybe what we're going to do today?
Yeah, sure. So I'm an illustrator, artist. My day job is illustrating. So I'm drawing all the time. You'd be like, yeah, I usually work as a editorial artist. But when you're an illustrator, you just sort of, if there's a drawing that needs to be done, you can do it. And I'd explain my work as being daft and silly, loose and playful, but ultimately I want it to be quite sincere and, have a bit of heart to it, I guess. So
it definitely does.
I don't know what you want to do. Do you want to look at my sketchbook? Do you want to ask me some questions? Do you want to just...
I do have a list of questions here, which apparently now I can't read.
Okay.
We're going to be going through your sketchbook today, aren't we? And doing some drawing. So, do you want to talk a bit about visual language?
Yeah.
And how you came across that? Also, I couldn't find my beret, so I've only got this. But I like your beret.
That's so good. Yeah. Like my beret straight out of the water. I'm just going to take it off now. I'll show you through my sketchbooks a little bit, because that's where I live all the time. Like, everything is in these books. So you can see there, like, from the get-go, like, proper scruffy. I mean, this one's, like, actually falling apart. I didn't realise until today.
Oh my god! It looks really nice, though. I like the aesthetic. It kind of lends itself to your work, which is quite, like, I don't know, textured.
The way I work is...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this was, like, the first bit. So completely against sketchbooks looking good. And then this was the first thing I drew in the sketchbook, and it's objectively, actually, the best thing I've ever drawn.
It's beautiful. It's really nice. I want to be on that bus, but maybe not now.
This is I can't wait to be back on the bus, commuting to the studio, and in traffic first.
I love traffic.
But how I work is very intuitive, I guess that's the word. I draw with ink and pens and dip pens and brushes, and it's all very instantaneous and unplanned, and yeah, you can tell that I didn't think about how to describe it.
No, but that's great though. I really love that about your work, and just seeing like different stories of yours, of you making the work. It just seems very natural, and
that's me
just,
when
yeah.
sorry.
Do you say that's you now?
That was me when I had my studio, but obviously I can't right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
so the way I work is very detached from reality, I guess. I kind of try to remember. So, like here, I think I was drawing possums, and I was trying.
Oh.
You can tell. This is like when you're a kid and you're like, oh, what's that? Oh, it's a dog. And like, oh yeah. Anyway, so trying to remember like the components of the possum that makes it.
Yeah.
Remember that and try and exaggerate them until it sort of looks like the rat I manifest in my mind rather than...
No, it's great. Your work, all of your characters are very exaggerated. I really love their eyes and their expressions, and oh, that's so nice. Is that a heron?
Yeah, it's I forgot what it is. It's like an old medieval symbol of a bird, maybe a heron, that's like sort of putting its beak into its chest and feeding its young with its blood. But
I could do that to my animals.
yeah, maybe Leo will know because he was talking about symbols and stuff yesterday.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
it's like kind of rooted in the feeling rather than an accurate representation. So I'm like, how does the sunset feel? It feels like that.
Yeah, no, I really love that. Your work is very. Someone's asked you to draw my portrait. Great idea. I don't know who that is, but in 40 seconds, very specific. But yeah, no, I really like that about your work. I think it's. I put a comment on one of your pieces the other day. I can't remember which piece it was. Was it about Moggy? And I was just saying how it made me feel like really fuzzy inside, and I felt my heart actually beating faster.
Yeah,
and
drawing was really nice. It was fun.
Yeah, I think that's just
capture that blank cat stare as it's looking at something shiny.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna actually. I've got your Instagram up here. I'm just going to turn my camera around so people can see it. No, it's all there. Okay. So there you go. That's what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
So nice.
This sketchbook here. So this is how he looked. Before I did all to him. So yeah, I like all my work. I guess we might talk about this more later, but I sort of live in black and white, and because I guess my focus and enjoyment is in the shapes and the textures and the tonal variety, and maybe my brain just can't quite compute colours. But yeah, I generally add on afterwards.
Your brain definitely can compute colours. Like, look at all of the colours in this. They're really beautiful. Like, I was thinking the other day.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was going to say, like, when I'm at this stage of an image, the scaffolding of the drawing, I guess, is the most important. But yeah.
I really like that term, the scaffolding of drawing.
Mm-hmm.
People are coming up with really brilliant things from these talks about just the way that they talk about their work or different processes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been really nice. Oops. Okay. So should we get a bit into the drawing now? Or
Yeah.
we can go back to our sketchbook in a bit? Cool.
Well, I'll be drawing in my sketchbook, so.
Oh, yeah.
We'll not do anything ever. Is this a good angle?
Yeah, no, that's really good.
We're currently propped up an egg box on a pile of books and a suitcase. So I'm about to.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good angle. It's really hard to know how to position things. I bought myself like a weird, not selfie stick, but something similar to this. So then I can use my hands.
Yeah.
Cool. So how are we going to start? And do you want to do a 40-second drawing of me?
So, likeness is not my strong point, but I guess if I can boil it down to certain.
Cool.
Oh God,
I don't know if you've noticed, but look what I'm wearing.
I can see the we go.
Yay! It's one of Molly's pins. Also, for people at home, just get your paper out, and Molly's got some ink, and so have I, but you can use anything.
Yeah. What I like about ink is that I have little control over it. Maybe that's letting the ink do the work for me. I don't know, but yeah, I'm quite interested, or at my happiest when it's a dance between me and the liquid on the page.
I love that. I would love to see that animated.
Oh, no. I don't know.
See like the ink come alive.
I'm going to turn off right now.
Okay.
So,
what suggestions would you give people at home that have never done art before to begin this activity?
I would say, sorry, I'm doing a portrait as I'm like sat sideways through the computer. What advice? I'd say that you don't need a lot of things to make art by any means. I mean, if it really boiled down to it for me, quite happily get by on just cheap paper, ink, a dip pen and a brush, or even just a gel pen and some paper. So I use these bougie sketchbooks, which are like dead cheap. What they are, they're like £4, and they're like 200 pages or something. And it's not cool materials, but good for me. But yeah, I've seen people make stuff with like biro pens. I use printer paper.
I think it's great. Jay and I were talking the other day about it just being a lot more like you don't feel the pressure when you're using cheaper materials.
Oh yeah.
Paper.
And I guess I've kind of lauded myself up as someone who's like, yeah, I love like scruffy materials and like absolute dog shit or whatever. And then I used like an actual like nice sketchbook the other day, and I was like, oh, for God's sake, because it was actually a really nice experience.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've got like a moleskin that's new.
The watercolor one is good. Watercolor moleskins are good, I find.
Oh, cool. I don't think I've actually used one before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does feel really nice using nicer paper sometimes.
Yeah. But what advice I would give people who are thinking about drawing or maybe already doing it is that it doesn't have to be good. And it doesn't even have to be bad in a good way. I think, especially at this particular moment in time, I think just having something that provides you with an outlet and it is a process that you enjoy doing. And that's how I arrived at drawing like this. I obviously like, because I like things that are a bit silly and weird, but
like apparently,
yeah, it was a process that I physically enjoyed doing. I could lose myself in a bit. I love looking at paintings, and I do like doing them, and that's mostly what I was doing when I was about to leave uni. But I don't know, I just couldn't really find myself in the process in the same way. I'm rambling. Also, I've given you
No, you're not rambling. This is really good. Don't be sorry. No, this is great. I think also my questions have been soaked in cider once. And I've got like little drawings on top of them, so it's kind of hard to tell what my questions were in the first place. So yeah, no, this is great. What subject matter would you suggest someone to do that felt like overwhelmed by, I don't know, choosing?
You could draw the things around you, and that might give you a bit more confidence because you can work for something. But also at the same time, like, you might get too caught up in it looking like that. I'm not saying never ever do live drawing, but maybe never ever do live drawing. No.
Or do live drawing, but don't be precious about it.
Yeah. Anything. Yeah. Or I don't know, maybe just like animals, or like think about what you liked drawing as a kid, because I realize, and I think like I've had this discussion with other friends as well, that we all kind of go back to drawing what we've always drawn. Like I've always drawn women who are a bit sad looking. Or like
No, that's great.
There we are, you know.
I don't know why, but
that's what you want, because I'd say be as indulgent and sentimental as you want, because you for yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I remember some university lecturers saying not to be self-indulgent, but I think that's also fine too.
Yeah, I think that's an art student at university and you're training to be an artist in kind of a hardcore way, and that's good. But if you're just trying to do art, like, don't be hard on yourself. You know? As a quote unquote proper artist, of course, you can also be indulgent, but just also take the mind to draw other things as well, or at least maybe experiment in the way you draw those.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you look through my sketchbooks, and I clearly have this library and vocabulary of things that I like drawing, and those are things I whip out when I don't know what I'm doing, or I just want to draw, or and you can sort of lose yourself in that. Like
definitely.
Person I draw, he's more of a, I love him and he's adorable, but more than anything, he's like a very easy, simple to work around other topics or scenarios.
I really love that character, and I think I'm trying to look for it now. I think I saw one of you both walking hand in hand. It's really sweet. It kind of reminds me of how Grayson Perry always draws his childhood toy, Alan Measles.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's good.
Kind of like it's your mascot type of thing. Also, I absolutely love the drawing of me. So nice.
Like angry in the drawing. I don't know, it's good.
No, I really like it. I really like the eyes. Captured my eyeshadow and eyeliner very well. Thank you.
I mean, that's the thing with how I draw that's a bit limiting, and I have to think about it, is that everyone I draw has their eyes stuck together in the middle of their heads. Which, I like it stylistically, but when I'm trying to make someone's likeness, that gets quite tricky.
Yeah, definitely.
Eyes is specifically something or other.
And you're great at doing portraits of yourself as well.
Yeah, I'm just
it's weird.
Ghost.
Yeah. It's really good though. It's weird because I still picture you as having a bob because you had so many drawings of yourself with a bob.
Yeah, so. Everyone I know from who knew me before, like 2019, like I think they just assume I always have a plumb bob because that's how I.
Yeah. I think I was talking to Robbie the other day, or like a couple of weeks ago, and for some reason we mentioned you. And I said that I really love your bob, and Robbie reminded me that you don't have one anymore.
I'm so
but the hair is brilliant. It's really nice.
Yeah, I'm glad I in the public imagination. Definitely.
I'm going to show you what I've done so far. I was trying to like exaggerate the frog.
Oh, frogs are
and I forgot what flies look like. So
yeah, but then you just have to like imagine how can I boil down a fly to be recognizable as a fly, even though it doesn't look like it.
No, definitely.
A comment.
Pardon?
I saw Robbie's comment about my hair.
Oh my god, no. Don't at me, Robbie. Yeah, no, it is. We do talk about your bob. Wouldn't say on the daily, but yeah.
At least once a week, maybe.
At least. Cool. Just check my other questions. Ooh, do you have any plans with your work, or developing your work at all post-lockdown?
So post-lockdown, now current scenario of being trapped inside my house, not that different to one another for me, because no matter where I go, I can at least do the very basic Molly style drawing, which is this and this. Except I'm not working in my studio, which makes me sad, and I miss the people. What
it must be really tough.
But yeah, I don't know, maybe taking my work to, like, I want to try more printmaking, which is not.
That would be really cool.
Like, I had a little idea in my head of a series of print. It was going to be a series of drawings. I was like, why wouldn't it be a series of prints? Like, well, I can't really print right now, but yeah, that'd be nice. But yeah, I guess I'm working on things sort of the same as I ever was. except, I mean, obviously everyone's creative output is quite a bit, because, you know, like, even if things are good, they're not particularly good. But yeah, I've sort of going. Yeah, I've carried on how I would. I carry on drawing in my sketchbook. I'm writing some stories, planning some prints.
When you say writing some stories, have you done writing before with your work? Is it other than like zines?
Yeah, so I don't proper stories or a novel or anything.
Although that would be brilliant, I would love to read it.
Part of what I do is little short form comics, and to me they're often less comics as much as illustrating some kind of thought that I've had and drawn out into something a bit more long-winded. So yeah, I've got a few of those I want to draw up, and maybe I'll make another collection of comics to go on Gumroad again.
Yeah, no, that would be great. I really enjoyed that.
I have like a couple of ideas for, I guess I would describe it as a story that could be suitable for children. I'm not exactly like about to tout myself as a children's illustrator or particularly experienced in that kind of thing, but a couple of like ideas in my head which I think are nice and silly and would work that format of large illustrations with a small amount of nice, sweet text, and also not overlooking the fact that it would be for children, because I think a child would like them. And
absolutely, yeah. I can't remember if I told you that my cousin's kid, Lenny, I showed you his paintings in my bedroom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I showed him some of your work and he thought it was really cool. And he just kept on saying that they're really funny and they all have funny faces. So
I'm very invested in things being serious or touching or reflective, but I think funny and daft is as big and important emotion to be able to express, I guess.
Absolutely, and I think it really, the whole thing is like art being accessible. I think it can be kind of off-putting for some people that haven't been in the art, like galleries and to see really serious stuff or like political work. So it's really nice to have kind of the opposite as well. Yeah, good. Done this really creepy tadpole.
Oh,
it's scary. And then that tadpole. Oh, you can't see it because it's backwards. But it's saying Grimes and England's son's name.
Yeah.
And you've also been playing around with music and your that sounds like I'm like 50 years old and I have no idea what music is.
The implication that what I do could be my other creative outlets has been playing around with like guitars and synthesizers, and not really with the aim of making songs at this point, although I've like played with other people with that purpose, but more little wobbly sketches, and like kind of reflective of the way I draw as well, like low.
Yeah, absolutely. There it really is though. It's kind of like you did the one, was it with a cat? And you had music in the background of it kind of sounding like it's meowing that you made.
Yeah. My granddad of his two cats singing "Happy Birthday," and I like.
Oh yeah, no, I do remember now. So lovely.
I tried to make the little meow noise, which I think is always hilarious when boys accidentally sort of make that. But yeah, it's kind of that thing where it's like I don't really have any intention of it being. I mean, my attitude to art. I mean, I don't want to sound like I don't care, but in any way. But what's the word? Like,
I guess it's more playful and loose.
Yeah. With the music, at least, I'm not doing it with the intention of showing to anyone. It's just like entirely for myself. As much as I do showing off things online or whatever. I'm a serial poster. I
think it's just great to play around and to not feel like it has to go anywhere.
That's why I encourage people making art is to, for the first time, is to not work with the intention of showing anyone else.
Yeah, I think that's really good.
Yeah.
I was talking to my nanny before going on to this, asking her if she wanted to join in. And she sounded like she was quite worried about it not looking like everyone else's work. And she kept on saying how it would look like Lowry's work.
Yeah.
But I think that's great. And
Lowry, right?
yeah, Lowry's work's brilliant. She's secretly a Lowry, that'd be great. But yeah, sounds good to me. Someone's just asked, what inks do you use to achieve so much texture?
So the kind of texture you might be referring to is when okay, so it's, can you see it? Windsor and ink. And
could you hold it up again so I can screenshot it? Sorry. Cool, thank you.
And yeah, it reacts in such a strange way to water as it dries. It sort of separates itself. And I looked at the back of it to be used with